Starting next Monday on One, Scot Free, a new series in which Selina meets people who, for different reasons, have elected to get away from it all.
The Abbey of Pluscaden, a place of solitude and serenity for 700 years. Tucked away in this wooded valley in Morayshire in the north of Scotland. The motto on its coat of arms, "In this place I shall give peace." I plucked up the courage to ask Brother Finbar the question a woman isn't meant to ask a monk.
Yes, he does.
I think the thing I miss most is children, rather than a wife. But, you know...
No, I don't know.
I visited a lot of remote places last summer and met many people who, for their own reasons, wanted to get away from it all. I came here to find out what makes a man turn his back on the world to live and work in a place like this.
Pluscaden Abbey in Morayshire is Selina's first stopping place in her travels round Scotland. Scot Free starts next Monday at 8 here on BBC One.
And what can I get you, sir?
Oh, give me a gin and tonic. No, make that a double. I need it. I just bought my television license.
Ah.
God, 58 quid. I ask you, 58 quid for the privilege of sitting in your own home, watching your own television set. It's diabolical. I mean, what's the BBC ever given us for 58 quid? God.
They make excellent dramas, huh?
What?
They make excellent dramas, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What?
And pretty good natural history films.
Yeah, but apart from excellent drama and the wonderful natural history programmes, what have the BBC ever given us?
Well, there's some jolly good cricket coverage. And golf.
Athletics.
And Wimbledon?
And racing.
Oh. Sport.
And snooker.
How could you miss it?
And there's superb news coverage from very early in the morning.
News.
And there's politics.
Elections, current affairs.
Yeah, true. Point taken.
Documentaries.
Yeah, all right. Documentaries granted.
Consumer programmes?
And series.
Fine, all right. But look, the point is...
Films.
Yeah, but...
And radio, too.
And 1.
And 3.
And 4.
Yeah, all right, I forgot about radio. But...
There's children's telly too.
And science.
All right, fair enough, yeah.
And comedy. Yeah, there's comedy. Yeah, that's always a laughing. And there's alternative comedy.
Yeah, all right, fair enough, yeah. All right, there's comedy and alternative comedy, but...
And they did live bait for us.
Oh, they did that, didn't they? Okay, point taken, fair enough. But, be fair, apart from excellent drama, the natural history programmes, the sports coverage, news, current affairs, documentaries, the consumer programmes, series, films, Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio 3, Radio 4, children's television, science, comedy, alternative comedy and music, what have the BBC ever given us?
Well, there's chat shows.
Oh, shut up, Wogan. I mean, there's not even any commercials. Well, except this one.
Well, now look ahead to tomorrow evening here on BBC One, which gets off to a flying start at 7 o'clock with Holiday 86. This week the programme visits Western Australia, an international pleasure zone in Spain, and a little nearer home goes bird watching in Yorkshire. Our port of call at 7:30 is Albert Square, which is the home for those EastEnders. Then at 8 o'clock, the eventful and entertaining life of the zoo vet is portrayed in One by One. Barry Took sorts through the contents of the Points of View post bag, that's at 8:50, and that takes us into the 9 o'clock news, which is followed at 9:30 by a brand new serial. It's Hideaway, starring Ken Hutchison as a small-time villain who tries to pull off just one more job before going straight. Barry Norman casts a critical eye over the latest cinema at 10:25, which includes Spies Like Us and Streetwise. At 10:55, in Nothing But the Best, Beverly Anderson looks at how secondary schools are responding to special educational needs. Finally, at 11:20, a nostalgic look at the public transport in A Toast to the Trams, and that's Tuesday evening's lineup here on BBC One. Well, back to this evening, and Panorama follows the 9 o'clock news, and that's at 9:30, and reports from Northern Ireland and examines the strength of Protestant feeling following the Anglo-Irish Agreement and looks at the way forward for the troubled province. And then the Michael Caine season concludes at 10:10 this evening, in which Caine plays Jack Carter, and he seeks merciless revenge after his brother becomes caught up in a sordid conspiracy and dies mysteriously. That, as I say, concludes our Michael Caine season here on BBC One at 10:10. This is BBC One.
The 9 o'clock news from the BBC with John Humphreys and Andrew Harvey.
Printing workers' funds seized by the court, £17 million worth.
5 are killed on the frozen roads, and there's more bad weather to come.
The mafia on trial in Sicily, hundreds in the dock they call the bunker.
And into Maya's tomb for treasures 3,000 years old.
Good evening. The newspaper owner Rupert Murdoch has taken the Printers Union SOGAT back to the High Court. And tonight, the court's officials are preparing